is about cell division. We've used the term as we've talked about other processes to deal with cells and DNA. So now in this video you're going to actually learn what's all involved when we're talking about cell division. So starting with mitosis, which is known as M phase. This is when the nucleus divides into two nuclei. Meiosis is when cell division that reduces the number of chromosomes by half. Ploid is represented by this lowercase letter n. It refers to the amount of chromosomes. So if you remember back or reflect back to that strawberry DNA lab that we did before, your strawberries were octoploid. So if you remember what the prefix oct means, which is 8, so strawberries are octoploid. That's represented by 8n. Then you have humans. Humans are diploid organisms, so that's represented by di. So 2n. Crossing over is when segments of chromosomes break off in exchange with each other. So remember, when that doesn't happen properly, you could have a mutation. Independent assortment is when chromosomes line up at the center of the cell in a random fashion. This is also known as random assortment. So cell cycle. Cell cycle is something that occurs before cell division. It's very important that you learn about the cell cycle. Cell cycle is known as interphase. It's the period of continuous growth, and DNA replication occurs between cell division here. So we have in here a diagram of cell division. Notice that this area over here is marked off as M phase, which is metaphase. But before this M phase is mitosis. Before mitosis can occur, then you have to have interphase. So all of this is your interphase or cell cycle. It starts with G1 phase, then it goes to S phase, then G2 phase. So G1 phase is growth 1. It increases the cell size in protein synthesis. S phase is synthesis. It's the number of cell organelles. It's when the number of cell organelles double and the cytoplasm forms, and the chromosomes are going to duplicate here. G2 phase is growth 2. This is when the cell is going to continue to grow. Structures like your cell organelles and proteins are then formed. So if you look at mitosis, within mitosis you have the phases prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and telophase is followed by cytokinesis. Mitosis. Mitosis is known as cell division. It is asexual reproduction. It produces two genetically identical diploid cells. It occurs in body cells. It produces somatic or body cells. It repairs and grows cells. DNA replication occurs before this process. That's followed by cytokinesis. One cell division happens, which is going to occur through 4 phases known as PMAT. So PMAT stands for prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. And then over here, there's a diagram of mitosis. So this P represents the parent cell or the original cell. So then that's going to be used to form 2 genetically identical cells. So here's cell 1 and here's cell 2. So then we have meiosis. This is known as cell reduction. It's sexual reproduction. It produces 4 genetically different haploid cells, and notice that the haploid here is just N, which is half of diploid, which is 2. It occurs in germ cells. It produces gamete or sex cells. The examples are sperm and egg. It creates genetic variation. It has crossing over, independent assortment. There are 2 cell divisions that occur, which is a total of 8 phases. This is known as PMAT squared. So you have prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1. Then you have prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, and telophase 2. Then if you look over here, you have the diagram for meiosis, which starts off with the original cell, the parent cell. During PMAT, it's going to give you the 2 cells, and then once it goes through PMAT squared officially, then you'll have the 4 cells total, 2 from each original cell. Now here what you're going to do is compare and contrast mitosis and meiosis using a Venn diagram. I've given you a few things to help you along the way, but you're going to fill in this Venn diagram using the notes from this video. So mitosis, I have here cell division. which is known as, and then here I have meiosis, cell reduction, which is known as, and for the both I gave you both are types of cell division, and both cause the chromosomes to separate. So you're responsible for filling this part out on your own. So takeaways, you need to make sure you complete your Venn diagram. You need to fill out the mitosis process handout using page 248 in the Prentice Hall Biology textbook, which you need to add to that are descriptions to each phase of PMAT. Good luck.